Welcome back to Branson, Missouri, the Branson Hilton Convention Center for the World Championships of Cornhole, Season 17, the American Cornhole Organization. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, side by side with my man Jay Boogie. We just took a quick break because basically all we had to do was erase a couple of names on the scoreboard and start all over again. You just watched a great doubles team of the season match, a championship for the green jerseys. The Hurt Locker, Isaac and Kaleb Hurt, took down Jamie Fincham and Austin Cameron, all four out of the SVC Shenandoah Valley Cornhole group. But now it's time for a player of the season match that is long awaited and a rematch.
It is a rematch
from last season. And you see that green jersey that Austin Cameron has on. He's wearing his singles jersey, player of the season jersey, and that green jersey is a very coveted jersey. Now, both of these guys coming in tied for number one. We'll find out who's going to have the green jersey for season 17.
Who's taking all the marbles, like you said, all the way from Bradenton to Branson, baby. Same matchup.
Absolutely. All right, the red lane and the blue lane have been told to bring it. Season 18 is all about bring it, and we're going to wrap up season 17 the same way. Austin out of the blue lane. He is the higher seed. He takes that first bag straight down the middle. This is a best 2 of 3, and this, my friends, as you mentioned, could take a while.
Yes, absolutely. This one right here is not going to go by like a flash in the pan. Absolutely not. You're not going to see 8s and 9s with these two. They play all the time at home. Heck, they play all the time here on center court. Like I said, from Florida to Missouri. No matter where we're at, these cats are going to play for the title.
We'll take a little bit of time just to kind of feel each other out. You see that that's a great bag right there, and Austin has moved off into that blue lane. He seems like maybe he's got a little bit more of a comfort zone.
Think so.
Starting from there, and Caleb's going to finish up and leave a couple there.
Yeah, that one gave him a boost of confidence, it seemed like.
Sure did, and we saw that's the first time really today in the matches that we've seen Austin on center court. The power he was showing last night, driving bags through, had been a little bit lacking today. We really saw a little bit of that right then and there, and a nice way to start the next frame, right up the middle. And if anybody knows the middle, it's that guy, except for, of course, when I bring it up.
Yep. And see, I've heard a lot of people since I've been here, just for a few hours, talk about the boards being sticky yesterday and today some. And, you know, who does that play in favor of? Your power players. Your bulldozer push shot guys like Austin Cameron. So, you know, that's probably why yesterday he played so well. And it seems like now he's getting into that same groove. We've seen a couple of push shots already.
Well, and I would tell you they're a little tackier today than they were yesterday. I think the humidity in the room has changed a little bit with the increased volume of people that are here.
More hot breath flowing around.
So 2-0 now becomes 4-0 as Austin takes that early lead on Kaleb in this best 2 out of 3. But it has changed even from late last night to this afternoon. The low to middle parts of the boards are a little bit tackier, but these top corners left and right, if you hit them just the right way, you're going to shoot back into the backdrop there. Consistency should be the order of the day for these two. Both of them get into that groove. And
now we got a bumper. I don't think he's going to be able to push that one, not being on the left side, but Caleb's definitely going to keep knocking it off to the left if he can.
Yeah, Austin's bags are playing a little. It seems like they're hitting a little heavy. He might have done him a favor right there.
He just did.
Don't know if that's going to be enough to pull, but he's going to try to move it back into position there.
As long as Kaleb doesn't go for a crazy airmail, he should be fine.
Yeah, leave it out there. But, yep, he ran out of bags. I think given 2 or 3 more bags, he might have been able to work that back into a playable position, but that cracks the goose egg there for Kaleb Hurt. Cuts that lead in half, 4-2 as we continue on in game 1. A best 2 out of 3. If you're watching along, glad to have you. Terry and Caden and Cody and Trevor, again, Kendall, Gary, handful of others. Thrilled to have you guys on board watching what is going to be a great player of the season match and could be a rematch. We could be seeing what could be a rematch later on for a singles championship and a King of Cornhole title right here in Branson.
Very well could be. Everybody out there on the book face, we love seeing you tune in and talk to us. Give us some comments. Let us know what you're thinking about the match and that crazy airmail that Kaleb just let go.
Nicely done there.
Talk to us and share this thing. Share. If you're thinking about somebody that might enjoy this awesome match, share it now.
And that's something that Austin has really, over the last year to 18 months, his ability to make one bag do the work of two. You talked about let the bag do the work. He's getting in there, and whether he's rolling up over top or throwing that airmail drag, and he pulled one last night, if I'm not mistaken, was able to pull two bags with him. But he's able to get that one bag to grab the other one and bring it with him.
And we've seen 3 matches now in a row on center court, which included Austin Cameron, and he's thrown a different set of bags each game. Now, is that a confidence thing? Is it a board speed like we were talking about? Or is he just, one-on-one with Kaleb, so he's going back to Old Faithfuls?
Very possibly. We've seen these bags.
Don't know what's going on inside that head.
Kaleb nudges his bag in there, but leaves that one out of play, so he's given Austin the opportunity that he was looking for. That'll finish in the hole. Oh, it will not. Well,
it might still be moving.
Ever so slightly.
That 4th bullet.
Yeah, he knows what he needs to do. All he's got to do is get it in there. Those are both going to come in after it.
Nice.
And there they do. They go just as planned. He knew there wasn't really anything but that to happen, but he'll take those 2 that are left for him. So a half a dozen on the deuce, and Austin Cameron holds that higher seed blue lane lead.
And I thought that I had lost track of as I was talking about the bags just a moment ago. As often I do lose track of thoughts.
That's why I'm here to collect them.
Yeah, exactly. I need you. Dustpan of thoughts when I'm a Finn. Austin could be throwing shots and saying, man, if I would have thrown that other bag, that one would have went. That one would have failed. My other ones were floppy enough or slick enough to have gone, or to do some stupid little skipperoo he just did around that bag. That was awesome.
And
there's that string you mentioned.
Yeah, he pulls that string, he gets past it and runs back and says, oh, wait, I was supposed to go in here. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so that's going to leave that center wide open. I don't think he's got enough to come in and get that one on the left, but I'm wrong. How about that? What a great shot. And
what was that you were saying?
What I was saying was,
wow.
Is that my mom calling? I think I've got to go.
Yeah.
But it's that flat spin, and it's the power of that spin and the force of that spin that allowed him to. It almost worked like a cog, in a set of gears. Ironically, so
no pun.
Congratulations for a really nice shot there to our man Kaleb Hurt, but Austin is. He's not playing with the same feel that he was playing with last night, but I feel like over the course of the rest of this match and the rest of the evening in the tournament, he'll find that again.
Absolutely.
After that Juniors Player of the Season win last night, smiling more than I've ever seen him. He was up here.
I saw a picture of him, and I said, man, Austin got taller, but he didn't. He was just up on his tiptoes.
And
he took the picture.
And he was smiling. There's a bag that does him a favor right there, so that leaves that middle to right side open. And thank you very much.
Takes his time to get that one. Knew he needed it.
Sean and Heather and Austin and Mike, Hayden, John, Travis, Ike, glad to have you on board watching here the World Championships of Cornhole 17 from Branson here in Branson, Missouri, the Branson Hilton Convention Center, center court. Lots of folks have set up camp around center court here. I've noticed now it's not just the house chairs, it's a lot of slingbacks because we're going to start building toward the championship Saturday, which is chock full of great action and great matches. Should be a lot of fun for you to watch at home. We invite you to send your comments. Feel free to go ahead and pick a side. It's what it's all about, that competition. It's a nice bag there to clean up the middle, and that leaves.
And I know, a lot of players love the, he's got another one in the chamber.
He can do it.
Depending on what Kaleb does here, you can bet you Austin's going for that bag.
Yep.
He might be able to get with a push, but he may go for airmail too. Went for the push.
Hard.
Nice.
Yep, he got it. Now, I'm not even going to say what could happen here. Almost the exact opposite of what I thought was going to happen happened there. And Austin increases his lead 10-4. First of what could be 3 games. And to this point, if there's a chance to go an extra game, we've gone that extra game.
Pretty much. Such a confident swing when someone gathers that first game. Like we saw Tic Tac get so confident after they got that first game, but some people get too comfortable and get blowed out in the second game. But you're not going to see either one of those things go down right here with these two. They've been here, done that. Literally been here, done that.
Time and time again, as a matter of fact, whether it's home in Virginia or here on center court, no matter where center court is, that's a nice bag to collect there. And Kaleb's had a little bit of an issue with, and I don't know if these are blocker bags that he's had to go retrieve or if they've just been slightly off after I was just bragging on them. I'm like, and Austin says, really? You can thank me later.
Exactly.
Yeah, there it is.
There she goes.
And the collection is complete. They're laughing about that on the way down. He said, you're welcome. Oh. Alan Smith watching, Thomas Earl Riley, Cassie Davis, Nick, Tim, handful of others.
We got a little Journey playing in the background, getting everybody pumped up. And what a long journey it's been through sexy 17. Going into 18 now. Unbelievable.
Really is. It's been a great season of majors all around the country, and we look forward to 34. Oh, what a great shot there. That get around. That wasn't that tricky roller we were looking at.
It is.
That one just
Bingo,
nice.
bingo.
I can't believe he didn't get that. He didn't get that drag with it.
Oh, he shall.
It's
Give him a
coming.
minute.
Unless it gets cleaned up for him.
Oh, my goodness. The audacity. The audacity of Austin Cameron.
And it's crazy. You don't even have enough time to appreciate a shot like that before another amazing shot's coming in right back on top of it. Now that one, a little bit hot. He's able to drop one of his bags, but leaves one off the backside. Is Kaleb, and that's going to end up a wash after all of that. Well, no, Austin picked up 3 there, didn't he? Yeah, he sure did. And I was so busy watching Kaleb go pick that one up off the backside, I wasn't doing math in my head.
And I tell you what, this is such an important moment for any player in this situation, including Austin Cameron, who's been here 1,000 times, as we mentioned. When you're having a rough day, if you can still get up here, stand toe-to-toe, and take your time, each throw just a little bit more like he's doing, because you can see him contemplating and taking a little bit more time before each throw because he knows the situation that he's in. And he's got a 13-4 lead because of it, even though he's had a rough day. So everybody out there that gets mad, if you're having a rough day, you got to stay in it. You got to understand. You got to know what you can do, and you're going to be able to do it as long as you can pull your confidence back together, just like Austin's doing now.
And he's been building that confidence throughout the entire season. 5 singles championships over the course of the season. In season 17, juniors championships and co-ed championships with Jamie. So, he's a guy that is probably as trophies go, which we talked to the boys in the Hurt Locker. This is a young man in Austin Cameron that has a wardrobe that is very brightly colored, let's just say that, and very, very purple.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Those purple championship jerseys are stacking up.
I'm glad they don't make them magenta, because we never have that ink anyway, right? You know what? That's the color that always runs out. We definitely wouldn't have enough of all these.
Well, you can give a call to your boy Shaq about that.
Right.
In case you get the
magenta.
Sometimes
Shaq.
they're just for us kids.
Yeah.
He's coming in low and hard. Whoa, what a shot. That was a lot of power on there. And Austin Cameron has come very close to a couple of foot faults because he comes across, when he lets that bag go, he comes across so hard, but he still comes back behind the foot fault line, even if it's off to an angle. But 13 turns into 16 on 4 right now over Kaleb Hurt in this best of 3 as we try to find here over the next few minutes our player of the season for season 17 for the American Cornhole organization. Again, this could end up being a rematch later in the singles championship to crown a King of Cornhole. We heard Isaac say earlier that he is already out of the juniors, so he will not be defending his championship this year.
That's right. We will have a new juniors champ.
Mm-hmm. Finn alongside Jay Boogie. I'm thrilled to bring you the action here from center court. Phil Barnett, he's out participating, I believe, out in the main play arena right now, as is.
Oh, I thought he was ninjaing.
Oh, you think he's out pulling some ninja work?
Yeah, he's in his
the
ninja
Mississippi
ways.
Ninja, that's nicely done. Drawn back in there by Kaleb, so he's going to be able to post a couple here after a bit of a drought.
Here we come. 10-point game, but it's all about that confidence, all about that momentum. Even just a few points.
Take that first bag, run it right up the middle. That's a nice reset for you as well.
I wish the people at home on the book face could have the view that we have, because we're right at the peak of these bags, and y'all should see the rotation.
Yeah, it's crazy flat and it's crazy fast. I mean, it almost looks like a circular saw coming out of Kaleb's hand. And then that one there, and honestly, Austin's bags seem like they're hitting just a little heavier. I mentioned that earlier.
Such a slap, heavy slap coming down.
It really does hit that slap on the board, and it almost seems as if those bags are heavier, but we know they're all standardized in size. A nice 8-bagger right there as they exchange taters and head back across. There's a couple of dark horses sitting here as choices to win the whole thing. Derek Williams is sitting across the way. I believe Heinerman, our executive producer, might have picked him as his dark horse to maybe walk away with that crown on him, taking it out from underneath Gary Ferguson, our current King of Cornhole.
Well, since we're talking about it, and he's right across directly in front of me, you want to know who my dark horse is?
Who's it going to be?
Craig Irvine.
Craig Irvin very possibly could do that.
Hard to call him a dark horse. I mean, because we know he's, top 5 guy.
Yeah, as we mentioned, some of our dark horses also double as Clydesdales.
Exactly.
So he had a great game out there in Jefferson, so it was a lot of fun to watch him battle the elements as well. But another great, solid player, and he tends to get on fire and burn through a lot of people very quickly. And then he's hit a wall a couple of times, but he is ultimately a force to be reckoned with, to be sure. Cameron launches that bag up high and just going to lay it low and not drop anything. He even calmed it down. He's like, did a little body language to have him calm it down. So how about that? All right, so 16-on-6. We're still looking Austin Cameron on top of Kaleb Hurt, looking for Player of the Season honors here. Is that Player of the Season jersey already enveloping Austin Cameron? And one-on-one, literally. A 1 on that jersey and a 1 on that Jeffersonville Destination Outlets jersey, the Pro Invitational from just a couple of weeks ago, as Kaleb cleans up the boards and resets so they can continue working their way down the middle. Yeah, those are all good jerseys. The creative behind those from Jack and Paula Stevens this year has been top-notch. These are some really fantastic jerseys. And those Corny 40 jerseys for the Field of Dreams event, really cool. The inaugural jerseys for those, one of a kind.
And then the shirts, so much cool stuff going on with the shop. People out there on the book face. What's up, Josh, Lee, Bill, David Horton's watching, Tyler Robertson. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, the Preston Cornhole contingent is on board. Chris, good to see you. Chris Coppola, Greg Carey, Tim Hunter.
Got David Vaughn on there, Vince Vaughn's cousin, Dalton Hardy,
007.
Relative of Jeff and Matt Hardy.
Yeah, we're missing 007 David Vaughn this year. He's the number 7 tattoo inker, if you will, in the Lifers. For the ACO Lifers. We're going to miss him in the Lifer tournament on Friday night. I will be there. I will be paired with 6 other Switch Holio partners through the course of the tournament, for which I'd like to apologize now.
Oh no, that's so fun. Honestly, that's the funnest, one of the funnest ways to play cornhole is at Switch Holio.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. You get an opportunity to extend your guaranteed games and play with all sorts of different partners, and then ultimately we'll roll down into a final bracket. Wow, how about that? Nice airmail up and over the top, and either one of these guys at any given moment can pull that shot off right over the top and take advantage of what real estate they're given. So another 2 added on top. It's 17-on-8 is Austin Cameron's lead out of the Blue Lane higher seed here in Branson, Missouri.
Jesse, Kaleb is throwing these 724s. That is his sponsor. That's the bag he just burned on the backside of the hole, the 724s. I'm not sure what specific line he's throwing, but 724. Series, not line, I guess. We're not shopping for the wives, right?
Yeah, I guess series probably be the way to go. These guys continuing to play a little bit of strategy now. I think we've seen the game slow down just a little bit more defense, whether it's intentional or otherwise.
Well, it gets to that point. So repetitive, just these guys being so good, they get to that point. It's like, all right, who's gonna blink first? Who's gonna start mixing it up, throwing blocker bags and making it weird? Oof. Was that did he try to go over the top? You don't often see him throw short. I don't think he did.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe that any of these guys here at this level are accidentally doing anything.
Yeah.
So, and every time I think that, I get made to look like a bigger fool than maybe many already know me to be. The Project 13s.
There you go.
Are those bags that they're being asked about a timeout now. Austin has one bag left to consider what he wants to try to do. I don't know that he could do this. I say I don't know if he could do it. He can do anything he wants. But if he comes in over the top there and ends up trying to do that airmail drag off the backside, he's worried, is he going to take one of Kaleb's bags with him? He's going to try it anyway. Oh, he squeezes it in. He takes no blood on that one, and what a shot for a wash.
This Sam Dickensry. In this Sam Dickens just happened. That I don't know what just. That's absurd.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And like you said, to save points, to not lose points.
To not lose, he pulls that off. And I think he fully expected to pull that bag off the backside and get the airmail drag.
Mm-hmm. And here we go. We're seeing more weirdness. We're seeing him throw some blocker bags. Pushing leaves going on. Who's going to blink first? Uh-oh. Now, Kaleb's got the roll shot in his bag. He's also got that nasty airmail.
He sure does.
But I think we're going to see a roll right here from Austin. Swoobadoop. Oh, to the left.
Oh, boy. And it... and there it is. Grabs that airmail. I mean, that is a swish in any other sport. But it was just gorgeous with all that space left. And the roll bag fails him this time. Now it's two in a row. That one rolled up and off to the left there. And I almost wonder if he'd be better off playing that AC shot that we were talking about last night, coming up the right side and just kind of rolling and curving its way in there, a little bit of a cut shot. Yeah, the Reynolds edge, I believe Jesse is right. I think that's what he's throwing now, some of his old faithfuls right there.
Yep.
But I believe you are spot on with that. Dave Rouse on board.
Stepping out to the left side, going to try to just get the corner of his Reynolds.
He stacks it up, builds a little TP.
He didn't like it. He knows how rough it can be getting those things out of the way. But look, come on here, Austin. All you got to do is throw that thing on the slick side and bust up through there. And he's got it on the slick side.
Yeah, he's got the strength to push through it hard. He's going to come in low and hard. Oh, boy, and that was just a little bit, maybe a half inch too far to the right.
Yeah, wrong bag.
Because he really had the opportunity to collect those. And now I almost wonder if he runs that roll bag over the top, if he can just take his own bags.
I think he does the same thing.
Yeah, up and over. That's what he did.
Nice.
That's what he did. He took that hard push through there and was able just to squeeze his own bags out from under Kaleb's right there. 17 on 12 as they move end to end, but we're glad to have you on board. If you're watching, you can also watch in high definition on the embedded link at AmericanCornhole.com if you would like to do that. So check that out. Some great camera work here. We've got some new technology that we're working with and experimenting with. It gives you a look around the room and
these things are so cool.
See a little bit more about what we see here. We have the best seats in the house, and we hopefully can turn those into the second best seats in the house with you having the best ones at home if you aren't able to join us here in Branson. Mitchell and Kyle and Lee and Brock and McKenna, Ryan, handful of you on board here. Glad to have you here checking out the match.
Nice gather up push right there. Ooh, going up top to get it.
Top, and he gets the airmail, but he's not able to pull the drag.
That'll do.
Oh, and that's nicely done by Austin to get it in there, and not enough to pull Kaleb's bag in there. So he's going to take 17 and turn that into a.
What's going on?
What happened there? What did he do there?
Little bit of scoreboard trickery here going on.
Did he reset the scoreboard?
Rut-row, hold bags.
Hold your bags.
Did you hit reset? Oh, was game over? Was game over? What happened? You're in the game too?
Well, that's how quickly. Okay, that's how quickly it goes. They wrapped up game 1 and moved on into game 2 before we even got to do the.
Who's the commentators on this thing? Nobody's paying attention.
I got to be honest.
Who are these guys?
I got to be honest with you. I thought he just accidentally hit reset on that.
I did too. It was so quick.
And so now we've moved on to game 2, and Austin's already adding points to game 2. So that's a little bit. We got caught up talking.
You're right,
we
JR.
got to talking. So I literally thought his thumb slipped and he hit reset, and I thought, oh boy, he's going to put those 2 on there. Now we're going to be into game 2 whether we want to be or not, but we are in 5-0 right now into game 2. I think I'm just going to sit back and watch. I think I'm going to pick, let's see. JR, I'm going to have you call the game, and I'm going to sit back and watch. How about we do that? Let's do that.
There you go. He's already ready. It didn't quite affect the round as we thought.
No,
I mean, the bag that came out of his hand when the round was stopped went in the hole.
It doesn't affect anything.
No.
You can stop overthinking it any time you like.
Yeah. Just like when a kid runs out in front of the board, if you throw it and it still goes in the hole, why are you mad?
Still in the hole. Look at that pile up right there. Now he can get it up and over that if he wants to.
Look at this.
He's going to go up and over. And
nice. He kicked 1 in. He's got 2 still around the hole, but he's out of bullets. You want to see Kaleb stay away from the hole now. Or roll.
Oh, and he rolls it up and he gets pinched up in there between the 2, and that very fortunate to not have had to follow 2 of Austin's bags.
Kaleb burning the hole up still. Like he told us in the interview, if he's got the middle, he's going to take it, and you can't do anything about it. Got a train going on.
Got all 4 standing up.
Going for the roll. That cut around roll.
That get around bag gets just past those and sneaks in that right hand side. When it's just a what you would think would be an impenetrable wall, but Austin's going to take a timeout and go and look and see what he's up against down there.
Well, this is his first one of this game. He had 1 last time, 1 now. Oof. I didn't want to say a thing on that when he stepped out to the left side because I was not sure what he wanted to do. Come up the right side and give it a little push, or try to get that airmail off the left side and drag one. Could have done both.
Starting to see a little bit of that bag spin, a little bit more of that confidence building there in Austin. His game and his day coming around just a little bit.
Bingo, bango. Straight up the middle goes Mr. Hurt. Like he do. Both bags are not going to make it long. They're dangling in there. Very nice collect by Kaleb. No more bags in his hand. They're all under the wooden sunroof. But can't say the same for Mr. Cameron. Leaves one up there. Gives Kaleb 2. Slight comeback has begun. 5 Austin, 3 Kaleb. Moving on to the next frame. Slapping it down, spinning it in. Neither one of them wants to blink.
This is a round definitely about rhythm right here.
Replace, replace, replace. Kaleb said, forget it. I'm putting this one down. Let's see what you got. Oof. It wanted to hang up. That Reynolds thought about it. Austin wasn't going to let that happen 2 frames in a row.
He was nonplussed and said he's recentered and refocused. And even though this one's a little tighter, he seems like he's got just a little bit more confidence in his pitch. And that's a nice first bag there from Kaleb. He seems to be moving left to right a little bit, even when the center's available to him. He seems happier coming in from that left side of the hole.
Mm-hmm. Rut row. Not saying he can't get it, but Austin can push it out to the side. Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he got it, but he lost his man.
Yeah.
He's suicide bomber there.
Unless he's able to really pull the string on that, and there's
if
no
he
string,
does that, I'm leaving.
There's no string made
Nope.
that pulls that hard.
No, sir. I'm getting right back on the plane. I'm out of here. Very nice. Mr. Cameron staying tried and true and getting 2.
All right, so it's a best of 3 here as we decide the player of the season for season 17. You see Austin already wearing that green jersey. He's got a player of the season under his belt, that championship jersey from the Pro Invitational with that number 1 on it from Kaleb Hurt. Unfortunately, we had our top 8 pros all but for Austin Cameron at that Jefferson. We might have very well seen this on center court because these are both bags that are thrown to deal with all sorts of different conditions. So they absolutely could have done that and been in this final in Jeffersonville. But Kaleb walks away with the big check and the big day and the outdoor conditions. Those will both be ready to go here at any moment. But
I've got a question for you since we got these two going up against each other. And I'm not saying, any of these guys are inconsistent, because that would be just ridiculous to say, because they are the epitome of consistency when it comes to this game. But which player has the advantage? The man that's more consistent, tried and true, slide. He's going in the hole. If there's a path, he's going in, just like Kaleb, kind of to me. Or somebody that's got all the bags, all the tricks in their bag, and they can do, just the crazy shots that ooh and ah the crowd. Somewhat like Austin does in a way.
Well,
everybody on Bookface, y'all chime in too. Tell me what you think.
It has everything to do with the time frame. The longer you go, nothing beats a 12. So, I mean, it all boils down to that. Nothing beats a 12. Now, how you get there and how consistently you get there, that's where the time comes into play. And so somebody like Kaleb, who is able to pull that off consistently, very evenly, time and time again, and doesn't have to require it. So that's what we talked about after the doubles team of the season match. When it allows his little brother Isaac to play with some of the more experimental shots, that's great, because look at that, get hung up. If I was you, I would jump up and down on the way up to that board right there, brother. Yep. There's a Noonan waiting to hang right there, but that's going to allow things to get tied up and knotted at 7, and they just pinched up just enough to keep from falling in there. But I think over time, I think that consistency ultimately wins. Yeah. But I think that wow factor bag and those that array of shots that somebody like Austin has, you can come out of nowhere fast. Right. I suppose
exactly. And it sucks the energy right out of you. Yeah. It takes your confidence away when you can see a nasty shot go in.
I can tell you don't want to play against either of those two styles if you've got somebody that can pull any shot they want any time. And we see that a lot in the seniors. But
and not saying that Kaleb can't hit wild shots and Austin's not consistent at all. I'm just saying,
No, it's just what you're known for. It's that sort of thing. And Caleb's got an airmail that'll, challenge anybody any day.
See one of those here.
And there it is. But this one, he looks like he's put it in a position that any sort of motion is going to take it down to save him a little bit of trouble. That's going to be a favor done for him by Austin, and he knows it as soon as he claps his hands together. No blood drawn on that one. Still knotted at 7.
Might have been a little overthinker right there on Austin's part.
A little bit.
Flipped it on the slick side and launched it a little too hard out to the left. Still battling with himself, as I was talking earlier. Still battling with himself, trying to get back to Austin, get to his game. As we are tied 7 up, and I'm not talking about DeSoto. We got a block up in here. What's Kaleb going to do with it?
Gonna push through and Again, seems to have a magnet to that left side of the board to a degree.
Wedgie.
Should be cleaned up here. Push through it, take everybody. Oh, he left his off to the side. Again, that left side just pulling just a little bit off to the left. Been fairly consistent.
I love how Austin takes his time after that. Recognized opportunity right there.
Has that opportunity to pick up a couple, and
Splash.
he does. So 7-on-7 becomes 9-on-7, and he takes a little bit of an advantage in game 2, which again is a best of 2 player of the season here for the American Cornhole Organization World Championships of Cornhole. Center court is here at the Hilton Branson Convention Center. 2 gigantic rooms filled with great gaming all week long. Looking forward to Championship Saturday here, where we will have match after match after match of top-tier cornhole. And you will find yourself 4, 5, 6 hours later sitting there with your favorite beverage going, am I still watching this?
Am I still doing this?
Yes,
Am I
you
still
will.
here?
Yes, you will.
Absolutely. What a setup we got. Everybody on the book face watching, if you ain't shared it now. Adam, Dylan, what's up, man? Angie, Zach, Lester, Bacon, Kevin. Is Kevin Bacon, or is he Bacon Kevin? Is Bacon the
I
Kevin?
don't know. There's a timeout on the center court while
Somebody
you
getting footloose?
while you ponder that conundrum. He's going to see what was underneath there. I don't think he was able to tell what exactly had fallen there, but one bag left in hand. He's got room on the back. He's going to lay low.
Lay it up.
Just stack it up and take a couple. So
See,
knotted
kids,
at 9. They're good.
It's
Very
okay
good.
to lay up sometimes.
It's not something that we see a lot in that juniors game. We talked about this last night. Layup is certainly not in Austin Cameron's vocabulary. He told us that last night. But, with the maturity, I think, Kaleb, 23 years old, and went through and ran roughshod through juniors for a number of years. But then that maturity, with that comes the ability to slow things down and maybe play a safer shot than he might have just a few years sooner.
Yeah, man. Ooh, what a push shot. Goodness gracious, got right up under that thing. Slammed him. As Austin's got the hole surrounded. Ends up taking one of Austin's, does Kaleb, but that's okay. Is he going to come out to the right and try to get that? Or is he just going in the hole?
He's just going to go ahead and use that as a bumper shot. Yep.
I don't blame him.
These guys collect their weaponry and get ready to fire back as the lead change puts first bag in hand for Kaleb Hurt. See what he can do with that first bag advantage, and he does exactly what you typically expect him to do. Run it right up the middle. You never know when a bag is going to be out of play, and it's interesting because in any other game, both of those probably would be. I'd probably be inclined to knock one out of my own way if I was playing, but these guys, every bag is in play.
I wish I could hear the words flying through Cameron's head right now.
So? I think we almost heard him fly out of his mouth just there. But they're cleaning things up here. I don't think that bag is going to be gettable for Kaleb. So he's going to have to watch as a couple of points tick back up on the board for Austin, and they do, and they're back to tied. I believe I heard Brian Jones refer to these as French fries. We're tied at French fries.
Oh.
Feel free to throw out your shout-outs here on Facebook if you'd like to on the digital feed. Again, you can watch in high definition on the embedded link at AmericanCornhole.com as well. Billy and Tina and Zach and Kevin, Dylan, Trevor, Jacob, a handful of others watching along as these guys continue to battle on center court. Again, Kaleb just a little bit pulling to the left, especially when we're going from this side, from left to right here from the announce table and on your screen as well. That just lands with a thud and just kind of
drooped in,
shuffles its way to the hole. And again, another match that'll be replayed and replayed and replayed in the SVC.
Of course.
Over the coming year and season again. So another couple right there. We get off of the French fries and we move our way to 13-11. Austin Cameron playing out of the higher-seeded blue lane has one game under his belt. It's a best of 3 for player of the season. That green jersey on the line, and throughout the course of the rest of the week, we've got some great matches ready to go. The player of the season.
There's Kaleb right up the middle now.
In play right now, and then we're looking at co-ed doubles coming up here in just a little while on center court, working our way to, oh, what a great shot. It
My
just
goodness.
takes everything.
My
It's
goodness.
almost magnetic. You wonder
If
when
he
those-
would have left Caleb's bag,
that would have been.
He
That would've-
tried.
Yeah, he did. He tried to leave it alone, but just magnetic in their draw. And he just leaves that blocker right there. Boy, it just does land with a thud. He's going to try to push straight through it, and he does. Gets it out of there, clean it up. Nicely done by Kaleb Hurt. That one is just up the middle and in. You've got to expect that to be answered with up the middle and in. And up the middle to the left side and in. So there it is. Saturday we start early on with the Pitfall Tournament. It's a great game to play with these stuffed dice that we've had as partners throughout the course of the season. A $2,500 purse on the line starting there. And then we kick things off officially right around noon. And we'll have lifetime members championships, juniors double championships, seniors doubles, women's doubles, world co-ed championships, juniors championships, seniors championships, women's. Then we'll have an awards ceremony, then the doubles championship, and then we will crown our king or queen of cornhole on.
don't forget about the dog doubles, and then we got the cat singles finals. We got a couple of bird matches coming up. We do it all.
Anything and everything we can. Lots of cool awards to present over the course of the season, and Austin opening up the door now for Kaleb. Is he going to lay low? Is he going to try to push through? And he does push through to clean it up. I guess he figures that if he plays it too safely, he will get taken to the shed by Austin with one of those trick shots that we've talked about. And they're no longer trick shots anymore because of the
No, they're just
regularity
normal.
with which he uses them. He's going to give 2 back, and we're going to be tied on 13. So nicely played. Good strategy being played by both competitors here, again, as they fight for the player of the season here in season 17, the American Cornhole organization.
Angie giving Austin a shout out. You got this Audi, one of the coolest nicknames I think in the game.
Boy, and that one just a little bit. You got to wonder if he's getting just a little bit tired.
Yeah, gotta be.
Well, he ran through the other room yesterday. We held many, many matches here on center court because he was busy destroying and laying waste to many others, almost single-handedly, even in quad play,
Just rolling them.
in the other room. And
Well, somebody mentioned, you talk about him, showing a little bit of fatigue. When you talk about sticky boards, you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired
That
because you're
extra
throwing
effort.
that bag, a little bit
great
harder
bag.
each time.
really nicely snuck in there.
And
So
those
this-
bags start squirreling on you a little bit left to right when you start losing that strength.
a push and a clean up there, but that's going to put a couple back on the board now for Kaleb. And again, you can even tell by the walk from board to board when there's a little bit of fatigue in the legs or the lower back or whatever it is there. But you know what? Just as soon as we say that, we'll see some burst of energy from any one of the players that look like maybe they've had just about enough for the day.
Yeah.
And you never want to count out anybody in this league, juniors, seniors, or anyone in between.
I think that played a lot in the last Worlds we had down in Florida when we saw Kaleb Hurt and Austin Slowbaum just go at it.
It was a dogfight.
Forever. And then Fergie's over here doing fireball shots and just rolled everybody he played.
He did.
And so, he was just on fire that day. Played great and been playing great this entire season. Got a heck of a shot to win this thing this weekend and become a 2-time king.
Yeah, repeat. Doesn't happen very often. Well, it hasn't happened very. It's happened a number of times, but not by anybody else but one.
That's right.
Oh man, and there's an opportunity missed right there, I do believe, by Kaleb, because there's a couple bags stacked up there, and I don't know if what the strategy was there, if it was just a unfortunate series of events that didn't allow him to take advantage of that left side of the hole, which is where he has spent most of his afternoon, working from the left to the right. Paul Champion, let's go Kaleb. Dylan Shiflett's on board. Jamie, Lee, Ricky.
Austin's mom was getting after me. I got a mama on me.
Is that right?
Yep. That's one of the scariest things. I have nightmares about mad mamas.
Mad moms.
Yeah,
as
a barber, you don't want a mad mama. I'm gonna tell you.
Big arm swing there. Delivers
Nice.
the nice flat bag right up in the center and pushes just a little bit right to left.
He does have a nice slow grandfather
Look at that.
clock swinging on, doesn't he?
Yeah, what a great shot there by Austin too to take that hard flat spin and push through. Here comes that long arm swing. Gonna lay it up a little lighter than he had hoped and a little further left again.
Looks over at Dad. Dad did the same thing. What was that?
Wow. That's a great
T-Rex
shot.
is like, what? Come on, man. As he's already out of his shoes. He said, forget it. I'm getting comfy if I'm going to watch this thing. T-Rex has had enough.
Rex Hurt, Becky Hurt, the entire Hurt locker here in town. Great players and maybe the #1 Hurt family photographer in all the land. Becky
Absolutely.
Hurt, yep.
Absolutely.
How she's able to take all those photos with not one single fingernail is beyond me.
I have
but
no clue.
she's able to pull it off. She did a little corrective surgery on an interview, I think, with a local TV station today. Kaleb got on and did a little interview, and he came back and he said, Mom, he goes, I asked me how old I was. I told him the wrong number. So she went on and corrected it.
Forgot how old he
He
was.
told him he was 24. He said, I'm 23. She said, all right, I'll get on there and fix it. That's what moms do. Tyler and Timmy and John, glad to have you on board again. Watch in high def at AmericanCornhole.com or take us anywhere you want on your phone, however you'd like to do so through Facebook and the live
What a
stream.
shot.
What a great
Great
shot
push.
there to get that push. And he kind of left Austin's bag
Yeah.
just sitting there waiting to be attended to. And so I think Austin's going to do all he can do right there is give up the 4 and let that center of the board work for him. I see Paula Stevens and the Mississippi Ninja sitting over there. Rich Pyle, the local TV station, is now back doing a couple of stand-ups here for the evening news.
Is that Pyle's beard, or has the ninja sprouted a stream of hair?
He's got that braid like in Aladdin.
That's right.
He's got the genie braid.
We just flip Pyle's beard upside down and slap it on top there, and the ninja will look just like Will Smith.
Matt Parsons checking in. The mailman wants to know what's happening.
Ooh,
Good to have
almost
you
got
on
the roll.
board there. You almost did it. He's just
tired.
You're right. He's
Kid's
just
tired.
talking about tired. Yeah, no, he's gonna try to muscle through that as Kaleb, and he just pretty much split everything back apart.
Got some decision making going on.
If he goes too hard and fast, he runs the risk of pushing his away and pushing. He's going to take a timeout and go look at it, pushing Kaleb's through the center there. But we've seen him collect a whole handful of bags doing just this, and we're on 20 on 13 right now, so this is an important shot for him. They're going back down to both take a look at it because
Kaleb's got one in, so it's 5-2.
he's got one in, and he's still got one in hand with Austin having 2 in hand. This is going to be a make or break decision right here.
I think the best way to go is just clear the board, get them all in as many
Cleaned
as
it
you
all
can.
up.
We
He's
went
gonna
up.
And he did exactly the. I think the thing.
I think it's still up, isn't it?
Yeah,
Kaleb's
it
is still
fall.
hanging.
It didn't fall. It's
No, we
still
got another
hanging.
timeout
Take
going
that
on.
timeout, go look. But ultimately, I think you might end up seeing that entire laundry basket cleaned up and flushed. The Shredder's on board. He's checking everybody out and saying hello. John Ramus, Bobby Mumper. I've been skunked by Bobby Mumper before. I think it was Augusta, Georgia. He was kind enough to send me packing with a goose egg. Slow Rides Mama did the same thing. Here he comes in low and hard, and he just piles them up. This is going to be a... Nothing fell there. Nothing fell underneath. Look at that pile. He's going low and hard and try to clean it up. 2 fall, 1 of each, 1 off the back. From this angle, I can't see. And that's going to do it. That's going to give Kaleb Hurt that second game. So now we head off to a game 3 as expected. It could have all come down to 1, but it's nice that they both had a chance to get up there and explore their dominance, and they've both done just that. So Kaleb takes game 2.
Reached down and found his rhythm.
And it's 1 and done. Who will be the American Cornhole Organization Player of the Season? Will it be Austin Cameron sporting a Player of the Season jersey? Will it be our Pro Invitational champion from just a couple of weeks ago in Jeffersonville, Ohio, Kaleb Hurt. We're about to find out one more match to determine that green jersey. So zeros, goose eggs right now as these two get ready to fight for that third and final game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Going right back at it here in Branson with the Hampton Farms. Showing off down here on center court.
I thought Philip Barnett was going to come up here and join us. He gave me the okay signal. I said, yeah, okay, come on.
Yeah.
I thought he was coming up.
We're not good at sign
I
language.
thought he was coming up. Oh, I don't know where he went. No. That's don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's funny. They're working it over there on the other side of the main court. I think we might have become a little bit of a distraction here, so we don't want to want to do that for them. But I'll see if I can reach out to him. And I would love to have a three-man booth for this, because I think we are going to see a dog fight. A dog fight here in Game 3. These guys are they're firing with everything they got right now, and that's frustrating, I know, for Austin.
Scott out there pulling for Mr. Kaleb Hurt. Phillip says he agrees with you. Got a dog fight coming along. All day he's watching. Adam's loving it. Let's do the thing. This is for all the marbles, ladies and gents.
It really is. And honestly, if I knew there were marbles at stake, I might have played a little harder when it was my turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am all out of marbles.
No marbles.
All right, so as these guys continue to battle in Game 3, one of these players will be named 2022. I guess since we're in 2022, it's easier just to say Season 17 Player of the Season, and we'll look forward to crowning that champion here in just a moment. Will we have Kaleb Hurt back up on stage? Will we have Austin Cameron up here for another championship interview? We'll find out here in just a matter of moments. We knew this was going to be a long, hard-fought battle, and sure enough, as we've seen a number of times, we find ourselves in a Game 3. And we're lucky because I thought I lost your attention there, Phil. We were giving each other sign language.
Where'd you come from?
I said, you coming? You looked at me and gave me the thumb or the okay sign. I'm like, okay, and I'm like, expect you to run up behind me, and you just walked off. I'm like, oh, I thought maybe he was going to eat dinner. I don't know.
Yeah.
I knew you were in good hands here with my man Boogie.
Hey.
Big hands. All right. Well, speaking of big hands, these guys are big hands throwing big bags, and they are this is a slugfest.
It's just like a seniors game too. I've been sitting over there watching now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's giving a whole lot of points, taking a whole lot of points, and let me tell you something, guys. I just watched one of the greatest women's game ever in the other room. I'm going to tell you that right now.
By Austin. Well, we'll see the women back here on center court here in just a little while as well. We got a lot of great finals to get to, but this is the one that everyone's focused on right now. No blood, no foul on that one. 4-1, Kaleb Hurt holds the advantage over Austin in Game 3, each of them having split the first two.
Did you expect anything different with these two guys? I mean,
Not
it's
at
like
all.
a backyard brawl, too, man.
That's what it is.
They're going at it, slugfest.
That's right.
Making shots.
Each one of them knows the next move. They know the counter.
And I think that's the key. They know how they're going to be countered. There's sometimes you step up against a player, and we've talked about with all the new players in the ACO, sometimes it's scarier to walk up against not sometimes. A lot of times walk up against somebody you've never played because you don't know the name, you don't know the game.
Exactly.
And they could end up taking you out to the shed before you even know what hit you. These guys know it is like a chess match. They know what is going to be coming at them as far as counterpunch moves.
Well, let me ask you a question, guys. What if you had to take it and figure out how many wins each other has against the other, what would you think? I'd say it's probably about even, and it's probably in the hundreds.
Yeah,
It's
I was
gotta
going to
be.
say.
Seriously.
Oh, if you're counting home games, we're easily close to 1,000 by now.
I guarantee you.
It's
I mean,
nuts.
I talked to Becky Hurt and Tammy Williams. I have that number. It's 11,372 to
Boom.
11,372 and a half.
That's why he's here.
So-
that's right.
That's the
We-
research
he
I
got-
was off doing earlier.
Hey, and I just passed her, by the way, when I was coming up in there. So, you nervous? She says, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep, that's
Oh.
what exact words.
Many of the mamas can't even watch. She's
No.
one of the few that can.
We just mentioned earlier she had, surgery on her finger. It wasn't because she was taking too many pictures. She was just chewing her fingernail off and just kept going.
All the way down to the nub.
It passed on down to Isaac, too. I saw him earlier in the juniors doubles chewing his down to the quick.
He was
Well, let
losing
me
it.
ask you this, Phil. Let's get back to the court. Is Austin tired after all of the power playing that he did yesterday? Is he playing like he's tired? I mean, he's still making some great shots, but he is also really, pushing harder to try to get that low push bag in there than he had to, it seemed, last night.
Well, I tell you what, I know he's only 15 years old, but even at 15, as many games as he's played,
Yeah.
and he's one of those kids that don't sit down, too. If he's not
Right.
playing, he's over on the board somewhere, just like you saw Sebastian Barger do yesterday, throwing bags. So
Yeah, he's cutting up.
we're late in the day on Wednesday here, and
Yep.
he's played a lot of games, and he's been on center court a lot, too.
And I have to agree with Ricky. His bags are letting him down here just a little bit. I think these are the Reynolds, his old school, some of his old school favorite bags, but they're just hitting and sticking, and they just don't seem to be responding the way that his typical bag does.
No.
Well, that was an example of it right there, the bag he's got right there to the left.
To the left, yeah.
What you call it, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
It just stopped and kicked just a little bit to the left and allowed Kaleb to grab a couple more points.
And you can see the frustration. Picks the bag up and gives it a little bit more of a slam on the board, trying to knock some sense into it maybe.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I do see on Austin's face a lot more frustration than we have seen all the times we've seen him this week already.
Yeah, such a dramatic change from last night where we saw him smiling year to year for the first time in a long time, and now we find him trying to figure out where it's gone.
There it was right there. You saw the look away.
Yep, sure did.
And it's funny, we talked about the consistency when you got these magic shots that you can throw when you need to, or if you've got that consistency. Boy, as soon as somebody like Kaleb sees a crack in that armor, he's going to take that middle and he is going to beat you to death with it. And 10-on-1 is where we find ourselves here in Game 3 in a best of 3. Austin took Game 1, Kaleb took Game 2, and one of them is going to take a green jersey when all is said and done in this game. And would normally 10-1 be insurmountable? Sure, anywhere except right here.
Right
on center
here.
court.
We know for sure. And there's Austin throwing the little blocker bag.
Normally his blocker's a little closer to the
Look at
hole
that.
and just
That's a great
still
shot.
got around it, did Kaleb.
And
Went
the
for that
roll. And the sticky bag, once again, kicked to the left instead of rolling right into the hole.
I've seen that a number of times where it's lost it to the left when he's on this side of the board playing out of the blue lane. Now he's bunched them up with one left. He's going to go
Kaleb
in
can
there.
throw a solid block right here and really make it tough on him.
Oh, boy.
This is going to be 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, it is.
He
He went
threw
up and
me.
over and
Oh,
set up.
wow.
Oh, man, he's in the
That one
hammock.
hurt.
He's stuck in the hammock.
That one hurt.
Is that going to be
that's
a 6
six.
spot?
I'm telling you.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, that was a pickup sticks right there. That one hurt.
That wasn't a bad bag by Austin
No.
either. But like I said, the old school bags are a little sticky right now.
Well, and those pellet fills that are different from back in the day that aren't
Yeah. Oh, splash. Bingo, bango with the air mail from
set
Austin.
up the way that they are now. They do lock up. That it is interesting. Those patterns will tend to lock
Oh,
up.
yeah.
And you see a lot more pinching and locking up and pileups with those bags versus some of these newer ones that just drip through the hole. There's a good push there to clean it up from Kaleb, and now I almost feel like, and I hate to say this,
He's
because I know he
conceding.
doesn't have any give up in his
Yeah.
game, but I feel like he's just awaiting the inevitable at this
Yep.
point.
Yeah,
Oh,
you were 2 words ahead of me, brother. It
If-
looks like a little bit of conceding right here. He's just like, man,
Well, if you just watch his body language, you can tell.
Right.
That, he is not very good right now, and,
Yeah.
and his bags are showing it too.
and I don't care if you're, Batman playing from 10 feet out. You're not going to, you're looking at 18-1 against
That's
Kaleb
right.
Hurt.
Against Kaleb Hurt. And I think Caleb's came in here to the Worlds. He's got something to prove. Last year, in the last 2 years, he's actually been the favorite probably in both of those World Championships, and he's not completed that.
Yep.
And we saw him in the Pro Series just just mow through everybody and then 8 great players. And here he is. Every time we've seen him on center court today, he's delivered.
Yep. Well, and if you recall, I mean, 2 years in a row expected to be the favorite, and there's another couple that just moves us closer to what appears to be the inevitable.
Yeah.
And there's people on Facebook here now agreeing with us. It looks like maybe he's given up and he's moved on to what he's got to do the rest of the week, which is ultimately very important as well.
But you got to get that rest up. And I want to stop picking on Austin for a second. You brought up the fact that Kaleb's been the favorite for the last couple of years. Is he starting to get afraid of that Charles Barkley, Dan Marino?
Well, I don't think so, because my point was going to be last year he came in, remember, he was hurt.
So
literally
dropped the
and
fridge on him.
figuratively, so he dropped a refrigerator on his
right.
foot, and so he probably, in theory, shouldn't even have been playing. So this is almost a fresh start against that jinx streak, if you will. But I do think, and Philip brought this up a number of times mid-season, when he does win one, he'll win it back-to-back.
I agree.
Yeah, he's got a lot of King of Cornholes.
Look, he's 20 years old, man.
Yeah.
He's barely shaving, okay?
Yeah.
He's barely shaving. He can get a haircut at Boogie's and shave, man.
Hey, man, I'm 32 and I still ain't shaving. That hurts my feelings.
He shaves with a wash rag.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, 20 on 3 now.
He's
But
20.
Okay, now he's 23 years old, is Kaleb.
Okay.
He's 23 years
23.
old. And oddly enough, the score totals right now 23, as if to be some sort of omen. But
That's
it's
me.
not 20-1 anymore.
what a
It's
shot.
20-3. And how do you make those comebacks?
One penny at a time. That's
That's
right,
right.
buddy. That's what I always talk about. But when you got a shot like that by Kaleb Hurt, just
Build that confidence.
yeah.
Well, and Mackenzie, let's go Audie. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there using words that we cannot use on television for saying that he might have some give up in him, because we know he's not going to lay up.
No.
This one just seemed like he had just exhausted himself psychologically. So
Listen, I'm not counting anybody. I just watched Maggie Geiger up on Caitlin Ham, 18-3. And Caitlin Ham came back and won 21-18.
Nice. Wow.
I'm telling you right now.
It can
So
happen.
do not count anybody out anywhere, especially the caliber players to these two guys.
As we said, he puts a deuce up.
Yeah, 20-1 becomes 20-3, becomes 20-5. Takes that first bag back, lays one kind of a low
That's a
block.
weird bag.
Yeah.
That's a weird bag. Kaleb don't care. He's going up.
Hey,
Splish splash.
This guy makes 6 in a row airmails over here in an airmail challenge yesterday. So
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he ain't worried.
nice.
And how many
Love
mistakes?
the way Austin left it.
How many mistakes can Austin make now at this point? No, he's just. This is almost unfair now.
It's
Now
okay.
he's just being mean.
Austin's still keeping
Yeah.
it true. He says, keep doing it. I
Absolutely.
want to see if you can make them all, big
Yeah.
guy.
There's 3 in a row,
sure.
man.
And I believe he might. He's going to have.
Oh, he's
That's
gonna do it.
game.
Oh, that's going to do
Yeah.
it right
Goodness.
there. How about that? They concede with the tater.
The
And
ovation.
Our player of the season, Kaleb Hurt. He's wearing that #1 jersey from the Jeffersonville Pro Invitational, and we are going to welcome him up here as Austin Cameron now can go reset psychologically. He just he's had himself a good couple of days. He's got a lot of work still to do.
Yes, sir.
So we will welcome Kaleb up here after he has finished getting the taters and the hugs and the kisses from the crowd. We will bring him up. And you know what? We talked and laughed about the doubles team of the season having to build himself a bigger place to put his trophies. I'm starting to think that maybe we might have to buy them some more acreage.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to
seriously.
pick up here on the farm. It's and the other thing too is we might have to rename these steps over here the Kaleb Hurt Memorial Steps to get up here. No offense, but I'm getting sick of you up here. Nicely done. Well, we watched the game that we know has been played, as we talked about, in doubles hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. Okay, I don't know what you guys are whispering or moaning or groaning towards one another or each other, or what you exchange when you play, but there was definitely a turning point. And for the distraction, we apologize in game 2. You all reset and went to the next game before you even knew what happened. And I said, wait a minute, I think somebody accidentally hit reset. We stopped you. It affected your bag. For that, I apologize.
Oh, no, you're
But
fine.
it didn't affect you.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it looked like it affected him really bad.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was tough, wasn't it? But anyway, at what point did you know you had him?
He started getting off a little bit in the last game. So, I mean, the second game was definitely the I had to pull through that one. That one was a little tough. But the last game, he was a little bit off. And, I mean, we were both getting kind of tired.
Well, and that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
And you played each other enough to know when you're tired and when you've had enough. And it's like, you know what, let's call it a night or let's muscle through it.
Yeah.
A lot of his bags that he was seeing successfully push through heavy and hard last night weren't hitting the same way. There was more of a thud. Those Reynolds bags I think he was thrown with there. A couple people were commenting that maybe it let him down just a little bit.
Yeah.
The bags weren't responding out of his hand the way they typically do. Did you notice that more in Game 3?
Yeah, he was the first and second game, he was landing his blocks kind of in the right spot. I mean, dead center, and I was kicking off of it a little bit, trying to push through it. And then the last game, he was missing one way or another, leaving me a lane. So, and I mean, it doesn't. It makes it the whole 10 times bigger once they miss that block like that.
Right.
Do you think the tacky boards got to those Reynolds bags with him? I noticed his bags were kicking almost every time.
Well, yeah, Reynolds. That's a thing about, like, especially the set Austin throws. I mean, he throws a pretty sticky set, and I was throwing the Project 13s, and the ones I throw are kind of a little bit slicker. So I feel like the bags were a little bit the advantage, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, how many rematches do you think he's going to ask for once you guys get to the house?
Probably quite a few.
Yeah.
Now we noticed in the first couple of games you were pulling a little bit left. Everything anywhere you missed was a little bit to the left, and somehow you were able to go back in and pick them up and do what needed to be done. There was a period of time, like you said, he wasn't able to maintain the blocking strategy that he had, and then at the very end it looked like you were just like, I'm just going to put you out of your misery. Boom, boom, boom with the 3 airmails. Was that a mercy killing? What do they call it?
Well, he kind of had my lane blocked right there, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to shoot them all.
You got practice out here yesterday on the box, too, right? Hey, I got another question for you. And I mentioned this to Finn and Boogie during the broadcast. It looks like, you know, the last couple of years, you came in as a favorite. Last year, we know you were hurt a little bit. Year before last, I don't know what the situation was.
Yeah.
But it looks like to me, and I mentioned these two guys, that you're coming in here on a mission this week. And I don't know what your workout regimen is, and you mowed through the people at the Pro Series shootout over in Jeffersonville, Ohio. And so it looks like you're really on a mission this week.
Yeah. I've been there 2 years in a row and lost, so hopefully this year I'm definitely gonna try to play a little bit harder this time.
Well, we talked about that in Jeffersonville. Does this give you a momentum winning this Pro Invitational going into the World? You said absolutely, most definitely. Clearly, you chose this as the jersey to play in on center court today, going after that green number 1. You got this one, very cool number 1 jersey. Everything, the table seems to be set for you. I know that there are a lot of people gunning for you, and you know that that's the case, not the least of which the King, who swears he's playing at Coy. He's saying, I can't do it again. I can't do it again. You know damn well he could do it again if he wants to, and I know you guys had a conversation about that in Jeffersonville. But I tell you, there's a lot of cornhole yet to be played. You looked great. You continue to just consistently own the center of the board when it's given to you. And that consistency, as we talked about over time versus having to pull out the shots that we talked about when Isaac was up here, is going to ultimately, I think, have you wearing the crown a number of times over the coming years. So congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Nicely done. All right. Well, I'll tell you something. That's the good stuff that we see on center court. You have the best seats in the house. We'll take the second best seats in the house, and we will keep bringing you all of that action from here at the Branson Hilton Convention Center. It is World 17 for the American Cornhole Organization. This guy is our player of the season, as he has been, and he hopes to continue to be. Kaleb Hurt, part of the Hurt Locker, and one of the outstanding talents here in the American Cornhole Organization. We'll be back to center court with more on the ACO Digital Network.